I've done this a few times.
70%. That's what you're seeing.
You could start your bin down.
My son-in-law, daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Well, Bob said 30 seconds.
Somebody
Imagine
we're
a few
back.
seconds, 30,
It's
15
kinda
more
like a
seconds.
Directions, when they say. half a
But do
mile,
you think
like,
of the
"How does
master?
half a mile?"
What about the day that saves time?
All right, let's.
About what?
Lie da die 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 die. Lie da die 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 die. Yai die 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 die. Ya da 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 da. Yai die 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 die. Ya da 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 da.
Shabbat Shalom. We're starting this evening's service in our purple book. We'll start with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, and Betty Gross will be lighting our candles this evening.
In the beginning, when the Spirit of God hovered over the darkness, God's first creation was light. As we kindle these Shabbat lights, we attest to the majestic of God's work and rejoice in its beauty. Light is the symbol of divinity and creative goodness. It is outward sign of the inner spark, which God has granted each of us. In hope and with love, we now welcome Shabbat with light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushenu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch
atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Praised are you, Adonai, whose presence fills the world, who hallows us with mitzvot and inspires us to kindle Shabbat lights. May God bless us with Shabbat joy. May God bless us with Shabbat holiness. May God bless us with Shabbat peace. Amen.
Okay. We will officially start our service then on page 24. Enclosed and hidden, you are a garden, a still pool, a fountain stretching your limbs. You open a field of pomegranate blooms, treasured fruit among the blossoms, henna, sweet cane, bark, and saffron, fragrant woods and succulents, and finest spices and perfumes. Living water, you are a fountain, a well, a river flowing from the mountains. We sit here newly gathered before the face of our God, joining together to worship the eternal, to sanctify our existence. How shall we begin to search, to reach the sacred part of ourselves where rests the essence of all that is good by stopping our concerns for those things which distract us all week long, by welcoming the Shabbat bride, and by opening ourselves to hear the message, oh so silent, carried to us by the small, still voice of God.
Please join me in the Shalom Aleichem on page 27.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Chamlatim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem la shalom, malchei hashalom, malchei elyon. Mi melech, malchei hamlakim, hakadosh baruch hu. Baruchuni la shalom, malchei hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Chamachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sedhem la shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malchei Elyon, Mi HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Bottom of page 28. Together, O God, you have searched me and know me well. You understand my thoughts and every word upon my tongue. Your presence surrounds me. You touch me with your hand. Your presence exceeds my own perception. It is a wonder beyond imagining. Hatzi Kaddish on page 29.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. V'yamad yivrach hirutei v'yamlik mahutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayete kol beit Yisrael. Bagala u'vizman kariv v'yemaru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach ve'alam ulal meyomaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudashah b'richu leila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushvechata v'nechemata damin ran b'yama v'yemaru amen.
Please rise for the Baruch Hu if you are able.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamorah. Baruch Adonai Hamorah le'olam va'ed.
As I sing of one God, I rejoice in the wonders of the world, and I pray for the day when all people shall be one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated.
Join me in the Via Haftah. Via Haftah et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha V'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'aderech, uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha, uv'kshartam la'ot ayadecha, v'chayu latotafot beinenecha. Uchtatam amitzuzot betecha uvisharecha lema'an titzkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim leohehem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Together with me, you shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your being. These words which I command you this day shall be upon your heart. Teach them diligently to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you dedicate yourselves to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God.
When a Jew speaks a word of prayer in love and awe, the power of that word gives birth to God's glory. The angels call out to God, "Who is like unto you?" How great is even a single word of such a prayer? It causes all the angels to sing. All worlds join with one who serves eternal. This is the meaning of the Mechamoka, that one who sings a song below can arouse so many songs on high.
Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam. Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam. Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam. Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam. Mi chamocha, v'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha, nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, o sefele. Nora tehilot, o sefele. Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam. Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam. Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam. Yadai, dai, 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 yada, dai, dai, bim, bam.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I just need water. Huh? Yeah. Hashki David, you must be doing
All right, you start.
it. You? No, okay. Page 33. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts. May we lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts awaiting to do your will. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu LaShalom. Midenu Malkenu L'chaim. Grant that we lie down in peace, Adonai our God, and raise us up, O sovereign, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, and for your name's sake be our help.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'amidenu malkeinu l'chayim, u'firos aleinu Sukkot Shalomecha V'takinenu v'tzatova Melifanecha V'hoshienu Lema'an Shemecha.
I might imagine God as a teacher or a friend, but those images like king, master, father, or mother are too small for me now. God is the force of motion and light in the universe. God is the strength of light on our planet. God is the power moving us to do good. God is the source of love springing up in us. God is far beyond what we can comprehend. Please stand for tefillah, if you're able.
Adonai, Sefer Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elokei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagidol V'Ha'Nora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Ima'ot, U'Mevi Gula L'Bnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ezra Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol HaTorah V'Hoshia, Mekakel Chayim V'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol V'Rachamim, Somek Noflim V'Ropei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mechayei Natot, Mishenei Apar, Michamoka Al Gilurot, U'Midom Elah, Le'Lemid Machayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, Le'man atah l'chayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Kedoshim yachol yom v'chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh.
Seated.
Please join me on page 36 for Yismechu. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shamrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat.
Yismechu v'malachutecha. Shamre, 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 Shabbat, v'koreh, oneg Shabbat. Mikadashe, Mikadashe Shavi Shabbat. Kulam Yispe'u, Yitangu Metuvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha. Shamre, 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 Shabbat, v'koreh, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha. Shamre, 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 Shabbat, v'koreh, oneg Shabbat. Uvashvi Rasita bo, Vakita bo, Vakita shto Shabbat. Chemdat Yami, Oto Karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha. Shamre, 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 Shabbat, v'koreh, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha. Shamre, 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 Shabbat, v'koreh, oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'maseh, l'maseh b'reshit Shabbat. Zecher l'maseh, l'maseh b'reshit Shabbat. Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha. Shamre, 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 Shabbat, v'koreh, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha. Shamre, 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 Shabbat, v'koreh, oneg Shabbat.
Page 37, a prayer for acceptance. We reach for you, O God, from our quiet places. May we stand still for a brief moment and listen to the rain. Stand still for a brief moment and watch the play of sunlight and shadow on the leaves. For a brief moment, listen to the world. We need a quiet space to test the balance of our days, the weight of our own words against the heaviness of the world's demands. The balance is precarious. Steady us, faith. Quiet places and stillness where we will hear our own best impulses speak. Quiet places and stillness where we will reach out to each other. We will find strength in silence, and with that strength, we will turn again to your service. And a prayer for thanksgiving. There are times, oh God, when I feel alone, and yet I know in my heart that I am never alone. You are always there, waiting for me to speak to you of my desires, fears, hopes, and dreams. Yet how seldom do I reach out to you to voice my gratitude for all that is beautiful in my life, for all the gifts in my life. Love, family, and friendship have come from you. But the greatest gift of all is your presence, which time and again has given me strength, hope, and courage. In the midst of doubt and confusion, I need to know that you are beside me, not only in the prayer book, but in the depths of my being, my friend, my strength, my God.
After the Shalom Ra, we will have a moment of meditation, silent meditation. You can follow the prayers that are written in your Siddur or come up with your own, whatever feels right. And then after about a minute or so, we'll sing Oh, say shalom. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lecha hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lecha hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha livarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol ed v'hosha b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Oh, say shalom bin Ramah. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'yakol Yisrael. Ve'imru, amen. Oh, say shalom bin Ramah. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'yakol Yisrael. Ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. 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 V'yimru, amen.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Okay, so my little Devar Torah tonight is related to our Torah portion, Shoftim, which is Deuteronomy 16:18 to 21:9. And I am going to read you a selection. First, let me explain. Musar is the study of your character traits. Are we too humble? Are we too arrogant? Are we too selfish? Are we too generous? Different traits, the study of them to balance them in your life, to learn how to not be too humble, not be too arrogant, not be the extreme of any character trait, but to find the balance in the middle, moderation. So there is a book, the Musar Torah Commentary, that talks about a specific trait, character trait, that relates to the Torah portion for the week. This one is on Shoftim. It is written by Justice Annabelle Imber Tuck. Parshat Shoftim is the quintessential template for the establishment of a society where the guiding principle is justice. That's the big theme. Justice, justice, you shall pursue. All right. At the outset, power is divided between four separate groups: the judges, the kings, the priests, and the prophets. Each group is assigned specific duties and responsibilities. We know that absolute power corrupts absolutely. In order to avoid corruption and injustice that necessarily comes from the placement of all power in a single institution or individual, Shoftim designates specific powers for each branch of the government: judges, kings, priests, and prophets. Each branch is limited in how to operate by prescriptive rules. The goal is to build a firm foundation for a just society where every person is subject to the same rules and entitled to the same justice. The appointment of judges and magistrates throughout all the settlements is to be done by the people themselves. These officials shall judge fairly and impartially and must not take bribes. In the event that a case is too baffling for the local judges to decide, then the case must be appealed to the Levitical priests in Jerusalem. The double extortion of justice, justice shall you pursue, Sedek, Tirdof, could not be more forceful. Moreover, this command is addressed to the communal you. It applies not only to the judges, but also to every member of the community, including succeeding generations. Rules of evidentiary proof are given when it comes to the number of witnesses it takes to prove any offense. There must be at least 2 witnesses to validate any capital offense. And with regard to imposition of the death penalty, the hands of those witnesses must be the first to put the condemned to death. Any person who gives false testimony against another is subject to the same penalty as the witness schemed to do to the other person. If a person unintentionally commits manslaughter, he or she may flee to a sanctuary city for protection from the victim's blood avenger. Finally, Shoftim includes the principle of restitution scaled to the degree of the injury. The value of an eye for an eye, the value of a limb for its loss, and so on. Compared to earlier laws, this represented an enlargement of state interest in what had previously been considered private injuries. The second power structure acknowledged by God is the designation of a king, as existed in the nations surrounding Israel. Interestingly, the people of Israel are not required to have a monarch. Rather, they are free to set a king over themselves. This king must not be indifferent to the poor or act haughtily. He must not amass wealth, horses, or wives. And above all, the king must observe faithfully every word of this Torah teaching, as well as these laws. This is a constitutional monarchy where the Torah is the constitution, not an absolute monarchy. The descendants of Aaron, the Levitical priests, represent a third leg in the power structure. Kind of sounds like our three legs, right? Executive, legislative, and right. Their role is to be in attendance for service in the name of the eternal for all times. One other power structure found in other nations surrounding Israel was that of the sorcerer, the augur, soothsayer, or diviner. In order to combat these abhorrent magical practices, Moses tells the people of Israel that God will rise up a prophet from among the people. This prophet, like Moses, will speak all that God commands, and the people should heed the words of that the prophet speaks in God's name. In considering this parsha from a Musar perspective, the givurah, the strength, the wherewithal, right, of absolute power is moderated by a separation of powers. The strict tzedek, justice is tempered by chesed, compassion, in the form of prospective rules of evidence, sanctuary cities, and monetary restitution for personal injury. Justice and compassion are even extended to the case of an unsolved manslaughter, where the elders, as representatives of the local community, must absolve the community of responsibility for slaying by a ritual expiation ceremony called Eglah Arufa, the broken-necked heifer. As stated in the Mishnah, the prescribed declaration to be made by the elders that their hands did not shed blood, nor did their eyes see it done, meant that no one came within their jurisdiction whom they neglected to bring to justice, and no one came within their jurisdiction for whom they failed to provide protection or whom they left without a livelihood. During my tenure as a trial judge and an appellate judge, the delivery of decisions always involved meting out justice with compassion. The parties deserved to know that they had been heard, so my oral and written decisions included a review of the evidence and an explanation of my legal reasoning. In child custody cases, it was particularly important to reiterate that despite a new living arrangement, the child needed the love and affection of both parents. From my own experience, I understand how painful divorce can be for the entire family. Every member of the community, including succeeding generations, has an obligation to pursue justice in their own interactions with others. Before judging another person, we must be aware of our tendency to stereotype based upon the other's external appearances. Likewise, implicit bias derived from our own life experiences should be acknowledged. In the Musar tradition, judging others favorably and giving them the benefit of the doubt should be our default. We are all made B'Tselem Elohim, in God's image. When we view another as a whole person, we should search for and acknowledge their redeeming quality. Just as God shows compassion when we fall short of the mark, so should we temper our judgment of another with compassion. For those situations where we find ourselves baffled, Shaftim teaches us to seek out a trusted friend for advice. With the advent of the internet and social media, we tend to hear only what we want to hear and then share that information electronically with friends. Such reactive judgment without further investigation and deliberation can be, at best, unfair, and at worst, defamatory, causing irreparable damage. This tendency to rush to judgment is more apparent in the cult of the personality phenomenon. We either sanctify or demonize public personalities using unverified facts. Our children are especially vulnerable to cyberbullying, which can harm the online reputations of everyone involved. Each of us has the ability to counteract the current trend towards reactive judgment by adopting a slow to judge attitude towards others. During my tenure on the bench, this practice helped me become a better judge. Shoftim contemplates a community where social justice prevails. No person stands above any other, even the king. No member of the community should be indifferent to the powerless or poor. Likewise, each of us exercises some kind of power over others, whether as a public official, an employee, a teacher, a spiritual leader, or even within our own circle of family and friends. SHOF team challenges us to exercise that power with both compassion and justice. It provides the human mechanism to achieve God's goal in creating the world on the basis of tzedek and chesed in balance with one another. One of the other character traits that Musar addresses is also honor, which in Musar terms means each and every soul is a holy one. Each and every soul is like you. We all need to honor each other for who we are and what we can bring to the community. We must always give benefit of the doubt. We must always honor that person and the space that they're taking up and what they can do for the community. None of us are any different than the other. Each and every soul, a holy one. Okay, announcements. Who is doing announcements? Holly's doing announcements. Holly Kaplan, our membership. Yes, right, yes. We can have announcements here, yes. 2 pages, and then the Misha Bayrak. Yes, very good. Thank you. Hi.
Great to see everybody in person. Rabbi's on vacation. That's how it starts. Rabbi is on vacation through August 21st. Services and other events will be held as normal. If there is an emergency that requires rabbinical assistance, please reach out to Bob in the office. He has all the contact information for Rabbi Ben Sternman. Rabbi Dennis is backup and can get you in contact immediately. Religious School Open House. All students and their parents are invited to our Religious School Open House on Thursday, August 19th at 6 p.m. It's a drop-in event, so please join us at your convenience. The teachers will be here until 7:30 p.m. It's a great opportunity to meet the staff and fellow religious school parents, as well as ask any questions you might have about the upcoming year, and we hope to see you there. Speaking of religious school, it's not too late to register, and I have to register. I have to get her in. We're very excited about the upcoming year and have a lot of great stuff planned for our students. Don't miss out on all of these great things. You can sign up for religious school under the education menu on the website. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Bob. He's the man in the office. Religious school starts at 9 a.m. on Sunday, August 22nd. Video broadcast team. Bob needs you. Now that we have all of the video equipment permanently installed, we're ready to start assembling a video broadcast team to help Bob out with Friday night services and High Holy Day broadcasts. Bob will train the team members in audio and video production. It's a great opportunity to pick up some new skills as well as help out the congregation. The only requirement is that you are high school age. So if you have a teenager, put them to work, or older and have transportation to the shul. If you are interested, please reach out to Bob in the office via phone or email. For High Holy Days, letters have gone out and everything is set up on the website to reserve your seats or get the online link if you're more comfortable with being remote again this year. We also have guest tickets and childcare reservations available online. The process is quick and easy, so please be sure to get your reservations in as soon as possible. Sisterhood Fiesta. This is August 24th, 6:30 p.m. It says, come one, come all, enjoy the delicious taste of margaritas. I like margaritas, chips, and salsa. Yeah, me too. As you hear about what Kol Ami Sisterhood has in store for 2021 to 2022. We have a lot of great events to meet new members and bond with old friends. If it's been a while since you've been to a Sisterhood event or you have never come to our meeting, come and cool off with a drink, alcoholic or non, on a hot August evening with us and hear what kind of spicy activities we have planned. We would love to have you. Please RSVP to Carly Wisniewski if you plan on attending. And again, that's Tuesday, August 24th. The annual High Holiday Food Drive for the JFS pantry will begin August 20th and run through September 16th. All donations need to be delivered to JFS by September 20th. Paper grocery bags with information flyers will be at the shul for pickup starting on August 20th. For more information, please contact the VP of Tikkun Olam, Melissa Trapani. So with that, we'll do the Mishaberach. List of names. We have Harry Anthony, Natalie Bavino, Max Collins, Sandy Cook, Dave Cook, Jerry Dietz, Pat Ducar, Gordon Ellison, Tammy Ferris, Debbie Freed, Michelle Griffith, Ken Hirschman, Jody Hoffman, Deb Hoffman, Lauren Koenig, Alex Koenig, Sandy Lesner, Karen Moore, Kenna Coley, Gavin Olds, Herbert Paley, Paul Redwood, Sandy Garber Rubin, Adrian Sandler, Myra Schusler, and Mark Tepperman. And if anyone here has a Mishaberach, please share. I have Lee Kaplan and Phyllis Keller. Thank you.
Please join me in the Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu B'kor Habraha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekar Abraham lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Holly.
Did she get a Shehekianu? Oh,
Yes, she does.
yeah.
Who gets a shahek?
Okay.
Holly does, because it's her first time to do announcements.
First time to do announcements. Let's do a Shehekianu. Baruch Adonai melech haolam, Shehekianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, l'zman hazeh. Very good. Yasher koach. Yasher koach.
Sorry.
Sorry. Are we ready? Please rise for the Elenu. 82.
Lady Shabeach Ladon Hakol, Latin Dunayra Sebreci, Shalom Asanu Kogei Haratso, Vilos Lamanu, Yemishachot Hadama, Shalom Sam Kelkenu Kahem, Vigor Aleinu, Keko Hamonam, Anaknu Kormi, Umishtakavim Umodi, Livnei Melech, Malkei Hamakim, Magadosh Baruch. Shelunakei Shamayim v'yaseh haaretz, u'mashav yekarov b'shamayim mima'av, u'shkinatu tov, Elohei Meromi, Hu Eloheinu Enon, Em Mokeinu Efesulato, Kakatu V'Torato, V'yadata Hayom Rahashevota, Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחתינו.
May be seated. Page 83. May we gain all together. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river of understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the sea and illuminate your universe with the fullness of freedom and of peace. Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushamo echad. We recall with love and gratitude the names of those we have recently lost, as well as those whose anniversaries of death occurred this week. My goodness, we are blessed. We have no deaths having occurred in this last week, unless anybody knows of one. No? Is anybody observing Shilashim, the 30 days after following a death of a loved one? No, we don't either. Yard sites this week: Rose Album, Rebecca Applebaum, George Aubin, Sylvia Feldman, Marie Marshall, Leroy Stanley Paget, Stephen Sapolsky, and Pearl Kleiman Schapp. Rise if you're able, please, for the Kaddish, Mourner's Kaddish on page 85. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shmei Rabbah v'alma divra kirote v'yamlik malkute v'chayakon uvyomakon uvkayedekol beit Yisrael v'gala uzman kariv v'meru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarak v'olam almei almaya. Yit barak fish tabak v'yit pa'ar v'yit raman v'yit maseh v'yit hadar v'yit haleh v'yit halal shemei de kudashah barichu le'lam min kol berakata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da min ran v'alma v'maru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'maru amen. Oh, say shalom b'mamav, Uyah, say shalom, Aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who causes peace on high cause peace to descend on all of us and upon all Israel. And let us say, amen. Okay, for our closing song, we are going page 105, number 49. 100,
Page 19.
number 19. Page 100, number 19.
Yes, please, you may sit.
There we go. Hashvina Shalom Aleichem. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. All right, this is actually Haveni Shalom Aleichem, and it's the upbeat one. Oh, yeah, here we go. One. Havenu Shalom Aleichem, Havenu Shalom Aleichem, Havenu Shalom Aleichem, Havenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Havenu Shalom Aleichem, Havenu Shalom Aleichem, Havenu Shalom Aleichem, Havenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. All right,
Yes, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, we're gonna do Kiddush. We here.
Yeah.
I thought there was this. I know, I'm always.
Okay, please join me for Kiddush. It's on page 86 if you need to follow along. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'chava uvratzon hinkilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila lamikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki banu v'charta v'yotanu kitashta mekomim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahavad uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Okay,
Okay,
it's always sweet and sour. Great.
beautiful. Huh?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat